You ever laid in bed and just wondered, and just your brain starts going 100 miles per hour, you're thinking of things and whatnot? Well, I kind of have an idea with this channel that I'm pretty excited about. Let me back up a little bit. I really love cars. I mean, I really love cars. As you can actually see right here, I have a Goon Squad merch shirt on because that's like all I watch on YouTube is cars. So when I was a kid and when I was in high school, one of my things, I was considered a gearhead. One of my first cars ever was a GTO, and here's a picture of me in high school, probably 1993, 1994, something along that lines, working on that GTO door, doing some Bondo work and whatnot. This was at one of my dad's friend's shops. He had this big giant warehouse and it was really just awesome. I had a lot of space and I would work full time. All of my money would go into working on that car. I worked at Walgreens at the time and I constantly would just flip that money, everything I made, into this car. And the end result looked like this. Check it out. So that's what it was. It's very hard to see in picture. That's the only picture I have of this car. It's not perfect, but it was pretty awesome. Here's actually a picture of my car that I had at Walgreens. You can see Walgreens in the background. This was a Z28 Camaro. That was a really awesome car at the time. I used to call it a cockroach because they look like little cockroaches, but I had a Acura Type R. I had a really awesome truck. Actually, my very first car I wasn't even able to drive yet. My dad bought me a 1967 Pontiac GTO clone. It was a Le Mans, and I just absolutely love cars. Well, life happens, you get older, you get married, you have kids, you have priorities, you have all this stuff, and I just phased out of having cars. Now, mind you, my love for cars, I watch YouTube videos. For Christmas, I got Legos of all sorts of cars, but I came up with an idea for the channel, TCC Unhinged, that I'm gonna do a challenge. I don't know how long this challenge is gonna take. I worked it out with my wife. I told her what I was gonna do. I'm going to flip things and sell things and try to make some money. That way I can potentially get something really awesome. One of my favorite cars ever, besides the GTO as a muscle car, is a Jaguar F-Type Coupe. Not the convertible. There's just something about those cars that I resonate with, and they are just super awesome. They're two-seaters. They got like 350 horsepower. You can do some upgrades to them to make it even more freaking awesome. So I had an idea in my brain one night, and I'm like, you know what? I started going through Marketplace. I started finding these F-Types, and they're very readily available, and they're not overly expensive for a used one. Now, I'm not going to go out and buy a brand new F-Type or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, before I get into the rules for this whole video, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start buying and or selling things that I may already own, and I'm going to pocket that money and build a fund to purchase an F-Type. I know it might not happen overnight. It might not happen in 3 weeks. It's probably not going to happen in 3 months. This is going to be a series that I'm going to have a goal each month to make, but at the end of the day, I don't know if I'm going to make it. So yeah, that's what the goal of this video is, this series. This is built to buy a Jaguar F-Type. Long story short, I'm not trying to get the most expensive, the most highest model. I'm not even trying to find the newest, something that I can afford. I've seen these things anywhere from $20,000 to $25,000 to $30,000. So let's get into the rules of this series. This is going to be episode 0. Let me really talk about the rules and the regulations that I'm setting upon myself. Rule number 1, first and foremost, all the money that I do from this point forward has to be made from either selling something that I own, flipping something, buying something and flipping it. But if I buy it, it comes out of the funds that I already have. So we'll get into that because I already do have a starting pot of money from selling some stuff already that I did off camera. But let's just say I have $2,000 and I buy a car for $500. That's going to bring me down to $1,500, and then I got to try to flip that to bring it back either equal and or higher. That's the goal. I can go to Goodwill and buy merchandise to flip. Somebody has a service that I'm doing outside of my normal job, that has to come from that. So I cannot use money from my normal income, which is our personal business that we have outside of the channel. And I also have my normal channel, the Crawl Space Craftsman. That monthly monetization cannot come from that. Now I do get Amazon money. So if I do purchase something from Amazon, I will kind of use that because that is going to be kind of like my free money that I would get in a particular month or something like that lines that I can flip it in. But no money from our personal business and no money from that monetization. That's the first and foremost main rules. Everything is going to be tracked on camera. If I have $1,500 and I spend, it's going to be $1,200. Everything is going to be tracked. We're going to have a pot that we're gonna put all the money in, and then once I get to a point where I can potentially wheel and deal with somebody on a cool F-Type, hopefully we can get to that end game. That is the goal. So full transparency, this series did not start right here, right now. I had a couple deals that I did on Facebook Marketplace, and we are going to start the pot with $1,450. That's gonna go right down here in the bottom. We're gonna start the pot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 50. Now the cool thing is, I also have, let me show you real quick. I have my mini Diablo chopper up for sale. Now I pretty much got that for nothing. So whatever I profit onto that will go into this pot. I have that as a pending sale. I'm gonna show you. All right, it's a pending transaction with a person named TJ. They're gonna come tomorrow to check out the Diablo. And now if I get that, we made a deal for $500. That was kind of the ongoing. Now it needs work. I put full transparency in this listing. Hopefully we get $500, and that's gonna bring our pot up to $1,950. And then I have another deal which is going on, which is gonna benefit me. I have a deal which I'm potentially gonna purchase a 2002 Mini Cooper that needs just a little bit of work. Evidently the transmission, something's going on with the transmission. So hopefully what I can do is get this car, figure it out, clean it up, detail it, get it running. It actually runs, it just doesn't move. Get the transmission going, get it fixed and repaired, and flip that, send that on its way. If we can get, $600, if I could put a couple $100 into it, maybe we can sell it for $2,000 and have $1,000 added to the pot. I'm gonna work on this on and off camera almost every day. That's the goal for this. It's not gonna be something that I'm gonna, try to get and drag out for months and months and months. I wanna get this done as soon as possible. So I might go to Goodwill's. If somebody in my neighborhood needs some help and needs something and they wanna offer me $50 to move something, guess what? I'm gonna take that $50 and it's gonna go in the pot, because that is money that we don't rely on day to day. So that will go in the pot. But if it's something for our other business, that will not be included. So hopefully this will inspire somebody. Maybe you don't have a car, maybe you have a toy, or maybe you have a collectible item that you're wanting, that, maybe a Lego set that's $600 or $700 or something like that. That's really expensive, like that Millennium Falcon, which I think is like $1,000. Hopefully this series will motivate you to help get you to a goal of something that you want and love. So yeah, that's where we're at with this. Now just remember that nothing gets counted until it's real. If these deals fall through, those didn't get counted. So I'm gonna do everything I can to keep the camera rolling on and off camera, and then we'll do cuts and then hopefully post something weekly. So hopefully what we can do is start doing flips. I got my Meta glasses that I put in my other video. This channel was originally gonna be just for a random channel, but I have a feeling that this might be really fun for the channel. The channel's brand new, so if you're not yet subscribed, subscribe to follow this series. I promise you it's gonna be really awesome. If you wanna see something and be motivated, definitely subscribe and like the channel, because it's going to be pretty awesome. So let me just say this: if this works and you subscribe to the channel, you can say that you've been here since the beginning. I have a feeling we can make this work and we can turn this into something awesome. The end goal is that Jaguar F-Type, and it's not just a toy. This is something that I want to earn. Hopefully you're going to subscribe to the channel and you could say that you were here from the very beginning. All right guys, this is built to buy the Jaguar F-Type. All right, it's officially on. Let's get started.